Hi everybody and welcome to another edition of Flower Friday. Today we are going to be making this really cute little Christmas flower, and you can use these for any holiday, and I think that these would look absolutely darling on a package as the bow, but also on layouts and cards. You can make them in any size, any dimension that you want. It's just changing the ribbons that you use and changing maybe the center that you use and the length of the ribbon that you use. So let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so what you're going to need for this project is 2 different ribbons, or 3 or 4, as many as you want. You can use any amount of ribbons that you like. I chose to use this red plaid that I picked up today at Joann's, and then also this gold color that I picked up at Goodwill. And I thought that it came out looking really, really cute for Christmas. So what you need to do, and in this is for this example, so all of the measurements will create a flower that is approximately 3 inches in diameter. So just keep that in mind. And if you choose to make your ribbons longer or shorter, it will affect the size of the flower. Okay, so what you're going to need is you're going to need 7 pieces of 7-inch ribbon in one of the colors, okay, or 4 of one, 3 of another, you know, whatever you want. So, but for this particular flower, you'll need 7 pieces of ribbon that are 7 inches long, approximately 7 inches long, okay? And then for your second color, you're going to need 5 or 6 of that in the 7-inch size. Okay, so both of them are the 7-inch size. I've already got a lot of them completed, so this will take literally no time to do today. So what you're going to need to do is you're going to use your hot glue gun. I thought about sewing this, but it really would take too long. So, you know, just stitching each one in place with a couple stitches, but honestly, it will just take too long. So what I like to do is I like to make one, and then I like to just put it in front of the one that you're making currently, so that you make everything, all of the bows are the same size, okay? So I'm just going to put a little bit of hot glue here in the middle, and I'm going to go ahead and put my first side down. And you do want to try and make sure that these are, you know, together correctly and not one of them, you know, off to the side more. You do want them to look nice. Okay, so then I'm going to take the other side of my bow, and I'm just going to make sure that it's going to be approximately the same size as the first one. And then I'm going to put a little bit of hot glue there. Okay, and then I'm going to go ahead and make sure that I've got about the right size, and then I'm going to go ahead and just push it down there. Okay, so that's all that it takes. It's really easy. So you're just going to put a little bit of hot glue right in the middle. Okay, and then fold over one of your sides. Okay, and it does help to work on a non-stick mat. That way your hot glue that seeps through or seeps out the side doesn't make your project, doesn't ruin your project. Okay, and then just let me make sure I've got these about the right size here. Put a little bit more hot glue. And fold this over. Okay, so now all of my red ones are done. I have 7 red ones, and then I have 5 gold ones here. And let me just check here if that's going to be enough. That's 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to go ahead and make this 6th gold one. I'm not sure if I'll use it, but it'll be okay if I have an extra one. So the same thing, I just put one of them out so that I know what size I need. Put my hot glue down. This one's a little bit harder because it's kind of a thinner ribbon. It's kind of like gold lame. Okay, and then do the same thing. Just make sure I got about the same size. Put my hot glue down and fold it over. Okay, so now all of our little petals, if you will, are complete. So I'll just set them together here. Now, what we're going to do is I started with the red because it was the thicker ribbon. Okay, and you want to take it with the, now this is up to you. I did it with the cut side up. You can do it with the cut side down. It doesn't matter. Because if you're not going to put a center in it like I did, then you need to make sure that you do it with the cut side down. That way it's a clean edge. But if you are going to put a center in it, then I wouldn't worry about it because it doesn't matter because it's going to be covered anyway. So I'll take my hot glue and I'm just going to adhere these like a cross, straight up and down. Okay, and I just use a little bit of extra glue because it's going to seep over and adhere this down to my mat for a few minutes so it stays the way that I need it to. And then I'm going to take my next one, and I always start with 3, okay? And then I'm going to go ahead and just hot glue this one down too. I'm just hot gluing right in the middle of that ribbon, and then just making sure that I'm the same distance from here to here, you know, so this is in the middle so that my flower will be symmetrical. And then I'm going to take one of my gold ones, and I'm going to take my gold one and I'm going to lay it across this way, okay? And you don't have to do it in this order. I just think it looks nice this way. If you want to do it in a different order, that's fine. Or if you're using more than 2 ribbons, you'll have to, you know, devise your own plan. Okay, and then I'm going to go ahead and use another gold. And I'm going to try and put the gold now in between this petal here and this petal here. And this way I'm trying to cover up as much of the empty space as possible. And this just makes your flower look a little bit fuller. Okay, and then I'll go one more with the gold. And I will go ahead and put that one this way. And you are going to have some glue strings that you'll have to either melt off or pick off at the end, whichever, you know, you choose to do. I always just melt them off. Okay, and then I'll go back to my red, and now I'll go in between the gold ribbons and try and cover up all of the unused space. I just really like how these look because they look really pretty, and like especially this gold and the red, to me it looks so Christmassy, and I really like that a lot. Okay, and then I think I'll go right here. And then I'm going to go ahead and do these 2 that I did, and then I'm going to go ahead and go back to the gold for another 2, and then do my other 2 red ones, and I'll call it done then. Okay, so now I've got this one going this way, and this way. So I think I'm going to put this one here. And all I'm trying to do is just not double up on the ribbon anywhere. And when I say that, I mean like I'm trying to put them in different places each time so that all of the unused space, or as much of the unused space, is covered as possible. And let's see, this one, I think I'll put this one straight across the middle. Okay. All right, and then I'm going to come back with my other 2 red ones, and I think we will go, let's see, I think we'll go right here, so it doesn't look like we have a red one that way. This is kind of just trial and error. You know, you're just trying to find the best placement of, you know, what you think is the best placement. And then I think I'm going to go right here. And then we'll call this one done. We need to find a center for it. Now I chose a red ribbon on my, or a red button on the last one. On this one, I think I'm going to do a green button. I was going back and forth between a red button and a green button on this one. So I think I am going to do a green button on this one. I don't know if I want a big one or if I want a smaller one. Actually, you know what? I kind of like how that big one looks. So I think I'm going to go with the big one. And then what I did was I just tied mine with twine. Let me get a piece of twine. Or jute, not twine. Actually, this is hemp. Okay, and then I'm just going to take my hemp and I'm just going to go up and then down. And then up with one. And then up with the other so that I can tie it at the top. And I just tie it in 2 knots usually. Okay, so I gave that a nice tight knot. And I'm just going to cut this off. So I have just that little button tied with the jute or hemp, whatever the heck it is. And then I'm going to go ahead and adhere my button down. Give it a good push. Let that set up for just a second. And then just pop that right off your mat. A little bit too much hot glue. It came popping through, so let me pick that off. You can do, if you just wait till it sets up just a little bit, it'll pop right out of there. Okay, so those are the flowers, and I think they come out really cute. And these, like I said, would look absolutely perfect on a package or on a scrapbook page or on a card, you know, and you can make these in any color. So they're really versatile, and any color and any size, really. And you can put anything in the middle. You can make them as fancy or as casual and rustic looking as you want. All right, everybody, have a wonderful weekend. We'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.